everybody. Welcome back to Goodnight, Lighthouse. I'm Miss Dorothy, and I'm here to read you another story. Another Christmas story. We've been having so much fun with Christmas stories, and I'm just loving every one of them. And when it's Christmas, a lot of times, depending on where you live, it can be snowing outside, and some people get new sleds for Christmas. Well, this book is called The Little Red Sleigh. Little Red Sleigh. Look at that. That's a little red sleigh. That's what you get on when you want to go running through the snow, riding down hills. But this little red sleigh has a bit of a problem. And we need to get into this book and find out what's going on. Because right now, this little red sleigh is not happy. And we want it to be happy for Christmas. So we're going to have to open this book and find out what's going on and how we can make the little red sleigh happy. Are you ready to get into another Christmas book with Miss Dorothy? Good. I need you to sit up and listen up, because here we go. Little Red Sleigh. Words by Erin Guendelsberger. Pictures by Elizaveta Tretyakova. In a quiet corner of a cozy Christmas shop, there was a little red sleigh, as bright as Christmas morning. She wasn't very big, and she wasn't very fast, and she was very young for a sleigh. But deep inside her strong, sweet heart, Little Red had a big dream. Ooh, I wonder what her big dream is. She longed to become Santa's big red sleigh. Wow, that is a big dream. I don't know if such a little red sleigh could grow up to be such a big red sleigh that Santa could use it. Everyone in the shop told Little Red that her dream would never come true. It was impossible. She was too small, too slow, and much too young. She couldn't fly, they said, so how could she possibly be Santa's sleigh? Well, it is a big dream, but I think people should be a little nicer about it. Little Red wondered if these things might be true. Was she too small, too slow, too young? But she believed deep in her heart she could fly through the sky. She would soar like a bird. She could learn anything. She could be anything. And this Christmas, she was going to prove it. She would travel to the top of the world, find Santa Claus, and show everyone what she was made of. So as winter fell, Little Red went north. She's leaving the shop. She's going to find Santa. Her journey was very difficult. She dragged herself through mud and grime. She crossed rickety bridges and braved treacherous paths. Soon she started to worry she wouldn't make it to the North Pole before Christmas. Then she found some train tracks. "Where are you headed?" asked a friendly train. "The North Pole," said Little Red. "Off to see the big man, huh?" "Well, climb aboard," puffed Train. Little Red hopped onto the train, and they chugged quickly down the line. "You have so many cars," Little Red said. "I wish I were as big and fast as you." "I wasn't always so big or so fast," said Train. "When I started out, I had just 2 stock cars. I worked up and down these tracks for a long time before they gave me a 3rd. Then I earned a 4th, a 5th, and so on." "Oh, I can't wait to be as big as you," said Little Red. Train laughed. "Be patient, little sleigh. Life builds up 1 car at a time." Wow, the train's giving Little Red some good advice. He worked hard to become such a big, strong train. Sometimes you just have to wait and work hard. As they steamed north, the ground gradually changed from softly rolling hills to vast, icy mountains. After many, many miles, Train slowed and stopped at a station. "This is as far as I go," he said, "but over that ledge you'll find a yellow truck who can help you go farther." "Oh, thank you," said Little Red, and off she went. As she slid over the hill, she saw a bright yellow truck loaded with Christmas trees. "Hello," said Little Red Sleigh. "Can you show me the way to the North Pole?" "Happy to," Yellow Truck said. "I'm headed that way myself to deliver these Christmas trees to the big man. Hop on." Well, that's a very nice yellow truck. And he's on his way to see Santa too. In the truck, Little Red snuggled between trees, surrounded by the sweet scent of pine. Yellow Truck drove down a narrow road, rounding curves, dodging holes, and gliding smoothly over bumps. "Wow," said Little Red. "I wish I could drive like you do." "Well, now," Yellow Truck said, "I wasn't always so. Used to be no one thought I could make deliveries. Then one winter, I took a load of trees up north. It was just a few, but the next time I got more trees, then more trees. Life seems to build up, one tree at a time." Wow, that's the same advice the train get. Sometimes you have to just wait and you have to grow. That afternoon, snow began to fall. Ice covered the roads. Yellow Truck's tires slipped and slid. His windshield wipers ran faster and faster as the snow fell harder and harder. "We have to pull over," hollowed Yellow Truck. Little Red could barely hear him through the whipping wind. She closed her eyes and held tight. She feared that if she flew off, she would be lost. Then she would never find the North Pole. When they stopped, Little Red carefully opened her eyes. Snow was still swirling, but through it she saw twinkling lights, red, green, blue, and white. Was this the North Pole? Had they finally made it? "Do you see Santa Claus?" asked Little Red. She strained her eyes but could see nothing through the blur of falling snow. "I'm sorry," said Yellow Truck. "We didn't make it to the North Pole. We'll have to stay here until the storm lets up." Little Red nestled deep into the bed of Christmas trees, thankful for the shelter. But as she watched the snow pile up, her heart felt heavy. She'd come so far, and it was nearly Christmas. How should she ever get to the North Pole now? Little Red fell asleep, sniffling and wishing for Santa. Oh, she didn't make it. In the morning, the sun rose high and bright. The storm was over. "Happy Christmas Eve," Little Red said. "Will you get moving soon to deliver the trees in time?" "Afraid not," said Yellow Truck. "My tires are stuck tight. I can't go anywhere today. But you should take a look at that town. I'll keep an eye on you from here. You never know what you'll find when you look around someplace new." Little Red thanked Yellow Truck and slid off the trees, out of the back, and down the street. She hadn't gone very far when a pair of mittened hands suddenly picked her up. "Oh, wow! A sleigh!" A little girl in a purple parka hugged Little Red to her chest and held on tightly as she ran down the street and up to the top of the hill. The girl sat on Little Red, and then Little Red was just the right size for the little girl. Little Red thought she was too small for anything, but she was the perfect size for the little girl. Together they flew down the hill again and again, sledding through the snow. Soon other children joined in. Little Red played all day, helping each child soar through the air, watching their faces light up with joy. "This is what it feels like to fly. I'm doing it," said Little Red, her heart bursting with pride. At supper time, the girl in the purple parka brought Little Red back home. When Little Red closed her eyes that night at the end of Christmas Eve, she felt like she was still flying. The next day on Christmas morning, Little Red woke up and sighed. She hadn't made it to the North Pole. She hadn't met Santa Claus, and now it was too late. Little Red was so disappointed, she started to cry. But then she noticed a small red envelope tucked beside her. It was addressed to her. Look at that little envelope on the floor. It says, "Little Red Sleigh." "Dear Little Red, Christmas is a time for giving. Each year I deliver treasures to children around the world, hoping to bring them joy. But sometimes I need a little help. Yesterday, you delivered Christmas joy to many children. Thank you so much. You made each of those children very happy, and you did it just by being yourself. You are a very special sleigh indeed. I could really use someone like you up here in the North Pole. As a special thank you, you are cordially invited to visit me in the North Pole next year as we prepare for the holiday. Merry Christmas. Love, Santa Claus." Little Red couldn't believe her eyes. The North Pole with Santa Claus? Her dream had come true. Just then the little girl in the purple parka bounded down the stairs. Little Red was ready. At last she understood what she was meant to do. She would build her life up, spreading joy, one child at a time. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas! The Little Red Sleigh found out what Christmas was all about. The Little Red Sleigh thought it was too little to do anything, and it was so sad. So it decided to go to the North Pole and talk to Santa. But it never made it to the North Pole. At least it didn't think it did, because when the Little Red Sleigh fell asleep, Santa took it and put it in somebody's house and made the little girl so happy. And now the Little Red Sleigh knows that it doesn't matter if it's little. All that matters is that it makes somebody happy. And he really made somebody happy this Christmas. I liked this book. I like this Little Red Sleigh. I wouldn't mind getting a Little Red Sleigh for Christmas, would you? That would be a lot of fun to come down Christmas morning and see a Little Red Sleigh there, and then go out in the yard and sleigh down the hills. That would be a lot of fun. You never know what might happen, but I do know that the Little Red Sleigh learned a very important lesson about wanting to make people happy, bringing joy to others. That's what we should do this Christmas. We should bring joy to others. We can do that by helping. We can do that by behaving. We can do that by making presents. If you were to make your mom and dad a card for Christmas, something you made yourself, that would make them very, very happy. You should think about that. Maybe for tomorrow, but not for tonight, because tonight it's time for all my little Christmas friends to get into bed. I need you to get under your covers, get cuddled up, curled up, ready for a really good night's sleep. And tomorrow, just remember, whatever you do this Christmas season, try to spread joy. Try to make people happy. Do that by listening, do that by behaving, do that by helping, and always do that when you obey, and obey right away. And then come back and see Miss Dorothy. I'm going to be sitting right here, ready to read another book to you. Bye! Thanks for reading with Miss Dorothy. I hope you enjoyed this book, and I hope you'll come back soon to read another. What's your favorite book? Drop Miss Dorothy a note and let me know. I'll go find it, and I'll read it to you. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. I'll see you soon.